For my project, I attended the lead work party at Cordata Park on Meadowbrook Court. Here we planted native plants and threw down mulch around a large restoration area to help restore Whatcom County's native biodiversity. Here's a picture of me raking the mulch. Here's a picture of me digging the hole for the tree. And here's a picture of me after I planted the tree to help restore the biodiversity. A forest is a place based on a large abundant species of trees. The most important requirements of a forest is soil quality, light availability, according to the adaptation that the tree has to light, and the diversity of the habitat. Some important topics at the work party I attended relates to biodiversity and the importance it has on our environment, eutrophication and how it is affected by planting of trees, decomposition, and the benefits it has over fertilizer. In the last few weeks, we've been learning a lot about biodiversity, and in this work party, we planted a huge variety of plants, including 15 different plants shown here on the screen. First of all, to talk about biodiversity, it is important to know that the more species there is in an ecosystem, the better. It maximizes the uses of available resources because different species use different amounts of resources, which is oftentimes caused by adaptation. Adaptation is when certain species make changes according to their environment. The species that are still alive or survived end up producing offspring that are even more likely to survive. Some plants and trees require more sunlight than others, and others can live without a lot of sunlight. Also, the more diverse species there is, the more resilient that ecosystem is. The lower incidence of disease and rates of invasion by introduced species, and sometimes there's even a more diverse variety of insects. The next thing is eutrophication, which is also related to planting trees. It is where added nutrients that run off the land end up in bodies of water and cause algal blooms, which lead to dead zones of low oxygen. Logging affects and promotes the threat of eutrophication. The loss of mature and old-growth forests is a threat to the survival of species in the Pacific Northwest because without trees on the ground, hillsides erode more easily and rivers become filled with sediments. Decomposition is another study we have gone over, and it relates to the planting of trees. Decomposition is usually well observed by fallen trees. These trees often provide a nutrient-rich environment for seedlings. This decomposition is good for supporting nutrient cycle, especially of carbon and nitrogen throughout the community. Lastly, the use of fertilizer. Fertilizer is bad and causes an excess amount of phosphorus. Instead, we use an organic matter such as mulch, which in this case helped in keep the invasive reed cannery grass from returning and shading out the young trees and shrubs. It also serves to conserve moisture, improve the fertility and health of the soil, reduce weed growth, and enhance the visual appeal of the area.